All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Formers Friday. I really hope this is working out. We've had to change everything again, try to get things working the way. I'm just not going to be satisfied until I find the absolute perfect setup for everything. So here we are, and I'm just making sure that things are working right because today this is a very special episode of Formers Friday. Okay, we are live streaming. That's how we're going to try to do things from now on. And I rearranged cameras in a specific way because we're going to be taking a look at some toys. I need the good camera looking at the toys so it can focus on it because you're going to have to see what we're talking about. Now, we said let's open up Formers Friday. Let's talk about some different things in the world of Transformers. Today we're not looking at any bootlegs, we're not looking at any knockoffs, but we are looking at what I consider to be art. And this art just happens to include Transformers. But let's back up a little bit. There's a guy in Tennessee named Brad Rader, or Rader, maybe. And anyway, he has a store on Store Envy, and I'll throw the link up when we hop to the other camera. But he does a line of toys called Battle Babies. Battle Babies toy art. And these things knock my socks off. So first, let me show you one of the things the non-Transformer thing, so you kind of get an idea of his work. What he does is he finds old toys that are like at a thrift store, Goodwill, garage sale, whatever, and then he kit bashes them, adds pieces from different things, adds different whatevers to them to make it into something new, something different. And so I found this one, and the moment I saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to have this thing." This this is one of the Battle Babies pieces, and you can see what it is. He found an old boat, toy boat with just this dragon head on it. And so he put babies in it. And he made the babies look like they had just finished a long battle. So you can see, first, we're looking at this guy right here. He's got a slash on his face. He's kind of bloodied. There's blood coming off of his hand. He's got a sword. He's got a Viking helmet. You can see behind him, there's another guy sitting back there, bloodied, bloody nose, has an arrow sticking out of him from his wounds. If we flip around to this side, you can see here's another baby over here with a war mace in his hand, bloodied, battled into the war. You can see there's some blood on the boat. This is a kit bash where he found some boat piece, and I don't even know what this is from, and he added the babies to it, and he put the weapons on the babies, and he put the wounds on the babies, and he painted up the babies, and he even painted the boat. You can see if you can look closely, I don't know how well the details are showing up on this camera, but if you look, you can see he even painted the boat, did some dry brushing to it, added some extra flavor to it to make it into something a little different. And then it is, in fact, signed by the artist on the bottom. So these things, this is the type of thing, like, this is, to me, a piece of art. Like, this is something that you could see this in a gallery. This is just a phenomenal piece of amazing, amazing artwork. So you're probably sitting there thinking, okay, well, that's great. If you want to say that's artwork, whatever. What does it have to do with Transformers? Okay, remember what I said. He finds stuff, garage sales, thrift shops, and Goodwill stores, things like that, and he reworks them into a piece. So if we take out our Battle Baby boat here, and we set this aside, and let's start with this guy. This is actually one of the first that I saw. And so I love this guy. Now, those of you who are familiar with Pipes, are you guys familiar with a character named Pipes? I hope you are. Pipes was a first Gen 1 Transformer, and he found an old Pipes, and he did this. And this to me is phenomenal. I love this thing. Okay, so if you take a look, those of you who know what Pipes looks like, Pipes has a tiny head, and then his arms basically just have holes at the end. So he found this old pipes and he put a baby head on it, and he put baby hands on the pipes. And I don't know how close I can get this without the focus freaking out. Put little baby hands on the end of the pipes, and then put little feet. He cut feet and glued them on there. And this now the one problem is you can't fully transform it because the baby head is much bigger than the pipe's actual head, so it doesn't quite close all the way. So transformation is an issue, but still, I mean, look at that thing. I love this thing. It is just one of the most bizarre. It looks like one of the kids from the G.I. Joe cartoons when they were getting the life lesson, and they had those poorly animated kids running up to the Joes, figuring out what's going on. This is another piece as part of his Battle Babies line was this transformer of pipes. And when I saw it, I knew this was the type of thing I would have to have. One, because it's a transformer, and two, it's the most bizarre, freakishly looking thing. And that's the type of thing I love, really. All right, but pipes wasn't the only one I bought. Oh, no. Oh, no. So I also got another one. He's a tiny bit bigger here. And this is from a combiner. You guys who know your combiners, this is Slingshot. Now, Slingshot, not as much customization that went into pipes, obviously. Pipes, he added some feet, some hands, some heads. This one, he just put a tiny baby head here to cover up the main head. And then there are hands put on there. Now, the thing is, when he sells these, he does charge different amounts depending on, how much work he put into them, how difficult it was, how much he had to pay for the piece in the first place. And so this one was a little bit cheaper than pipes because he didn't have to put as much work into it. But as you can see, it does, I mean, it's looks like a baby in a suit of robotic armor. And that's pretty much what it is. And the hands are a little dirty, and that's my fault. I've had these things sitting on a shelf displaying them for a couple of years now. So you will see that there is some dust on them, and there's a little bit of grime on them. And some of that is partly my fault for not cleaning them up, the same level of quality as he put into dusting them before he sold them. But part of it is I also kind of like he did some fake dirty on it, gave it a little bit of grime, because it is a Battle Baby. He did peel off some stickers. He did add some different stickers just to give it a different look. And so, just having this beat up transformer with baby hands and little beat up baby head, having the hands be a little dirty, I think just kind of adds to the ambiance, just the overall look of the guy. So again, this is another one you can't transform because the baby head gets in the way. It doesn't, you can't force it down over the baby head because the baby head's too big. But I mean, that's fine because I'm not planning on transforming it. But that's not all. I got one more, and this was a bigger one, and this one costs a little bit more than the others. This one has a little bit more going on than the others, and I have to adjust the camera to get him into view here. There we go. All right, now this one, I'm going to give you a clue because he doesn't always title all the pieces. When he puts them online, he always puts a title on them, and some of the ones he's trying to spotlight and sell when he's at a show, like a comic convention or something, and try to, sell it. He'll put a name on it, but some of the other ones, he doesn't put a name on it, and some of them, like he was going to name, but I actually got into the show early as he was setting up, and he hadn't named some of them. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have this one. And this one is Optimus Preemie. Oh, yes. Look at this. All right, so you can see here, first of all, if you look and you can see that this is an Optimus Prime. And you can see that this Optimus Prime, look at how much paint has chipped off from his silver. You can see like the bumper and stuff. This was not in great shape when he got it. This was obviously something worn and played with. But he did do some extra stuff to it. So for instance, down here on the legs, he dry brushed a little bit of bronze. You can also see it here on the wheels, on the tanks here, and it gives it just a little bit of a worn look, makes it look a little dirtier, and just a little more messed with, if you will. Just kind of adds to that overall look. And he did a little bit across the top here and on the arms. And so you can see these little hints of the bronze just showing through, just kind of catching the light and glinting. And it does give it a bit of a dirtier look. And I do love the way it looks. Now you can see he added the baby head on top. We'll take a closer look at that in a second here. And he put the hands on there. And the hands, I love the way the hands are played in there. The hands, they just have this like they're not flat. You know, they're not doing like a kung fu grip or something. They're just kind of like a hand, like reaching out for to play the piano or something. I don't know how to put it. But the hands just have this nice little, somewhat playful look to them. Now, as far as transforming it, this one actually does transform. I'm going to do a partial transformation just so you can get a better look at a couple things here first. So if we take the legs go back, you can do the arms, everything like you normally would. And I'm just going to put it down here for a second. And there you can see the head. Now, a lot of times when I display it, I do display it as this. You can flip the head in. It actually, it fits. There's enough space that you can actually hide the head back in there. But I'm like, why would you want to? This is just a phenomenal looking piece, and I wouldn't want to hide that. But there's also a bonus thing, and some of you may have noticed this, taking a look at it while I've been sitting here playing with it and talking about it. But if we open up the cab, there's not a matrix of leadership. We actually have these two little guys inside. We've got another little baby and a monkey. Oh my gosh, does this not sell it? Is this not the most awesome thing in the world? So you've got the little baby and the little monkey inside the cab of this Battle Baby custom kit bashed figure. And because this was one of the bigger ones, he did actually sign it on there. So again, Brad Rader doing the Battle Babies. I love these things. These are just phenomenal looking, bizarre toys. And these are the types of things, like I took pictures and sent them to my wife, and she was like, oh, please don't bring those home. And I said, I'm sorry, but it's too late. These are already purchased. These are coming home with me. These are fantastic. Now, you can find them, usually, where did I saw them at C2E2, the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo up in Chicago. I'm sure he does a bunch of Wizard World shows, but he probably does some art shows, some toy shows. So whatever, keep an eye. He used to have a blog. I haven't seen any updates to the blog in a while. It looks like the Store NV page is just basically where to see his new stuff. But like I said, these to me are the most fantastic, awesome Transformer things I have seen in a long time. So, like I said, it's a special, it's a different episode of Formers Friday today because open it up to weird and wacky stuff. I love this type of stuff. These are fantastic, just great, amazing toys and stuff to play with. I absolutely love them. So that's going to do it for me today. We do have next week, we're going to be taking a look at some older Transformers. I've been going through the Dirt archives and taking a look at some other random stuff. We're going to get away from the Primes for a while. We're going to get away from some of these weird off-brand stuff and get back to just some of the regular Transformer stuff. But always, if you have any questions, comments, hate mail, you can always email me, dirt@popculturenetwork.com. Find me on Twitter @PCN_dirt. You can see on Facebook. You can look up PCN Dirt or on VK. My ID is 389908416 because that's how VK does things. And I'm doing VK just because I can. No real reason. So throwing it out there. So if anybody's watching in that part of the world, stop by and say hi. But like I said, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you.